Welcome back with a video about my newest records, finds, discoveries, purchases, and today also gifts. I worked with a friend of mine on a book project the last couple of months, and to kind of celebrate that we finished the project, he's also a record collector. He gifted me this, he really made a custom-made box with records he thought that I would like, and I will unbox it now for you. I'm not going to pretend that I haven't yet opened it up before. I already know what's in there, but maybe it's cooler for you if I'm opening it. Really nice stuff, really cool things that I like, and are all not that I haven't yet owned yet. First of all, it's this All My Loving EP, mono version, original British pressing, All My Loving EP, the Beatles, of course. The next is, I already, this was reissued a couple of years ago, and I already would have bought it back then, but then I thought, better not, it's maybe not the coolest thing to have in your record collection, but now that I got it from him, and in this case as an original pressing, that's really cool, and I'm really thankful for that. It's Paul McCartney and the Frog Chorus, We All Stand Together, picture disc, and finally he gifted me with the vinyl version of Sean Lennon's Into the Sun. I already have the CD version, I bought it when it came out in the late 90s, I think. I think it's the best album, not only by Sean Lennon, but Sean Lennon and Julian Lennon combined, Lennon Offspring. This is my favorite album of those two guys. So it's a really nice thing that my friends gave to me, and the other things are things I bought. There they are. Maybe inspired by another fella. Murdoch, with Murdoch from Murdoch's Music Minute for his channel. I did some videos, prog hater versus prog fan on his channel. He's a prog fan, I'm not really a prog fan, to put it mildly, and he tried to get me into prog, or we discussed some prog albums that are masterpieces of prog, and we also stumbled across Genesis, and I had to tell his subscribers how I don't really like Genesis, but maybe inspired by that I wanted to dig a bit deeper and into the solo careers, so I bought the two maybe most well-known solo albums by Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins, face value Phil Collins, and so Peter Gabriel, so like a battle of the Genesis singers. I wanted to compare them, and I have to say I didn't like any of those two albums. I really thought, they were rubbish. Especially Phil Collins. This is his most well-respected solo album, so I don't think I have to dig any deeper and look for any other of his albums, because I really just didn't like it. Of course, I was familiar with In the Air Tonight, and that's of course a great song, but the rest of the album didn't do anything for me, especially his Beatles cover of Tomorrow Never Knows. It's really absolutely pointless cover. So it's maybe a slightly better album, but even with so, I was surprised how mainstream sounding it is, because Peter Gabriel was always, he's the more adventurous Phil Collins in a way. He stands for the proggy, adventurous Genesis, and Phil Collins stands, for this pop Genesis. But this is also really a very middle of the road 80s mainstream pop album, so it's not really that dissimilar from the Phil Collins album, I have to say. But it's good that I have it, because I'm a Kate Bush completist, and I think now I guess I have like every song ever released with her on it, because this of course includes Don't Give Up, the duet with Kate, which is a great song, of course. Sledgehammer, big hit, never really my type of music, and the rest of the album really boring for me, I have to say, unfortunately. The next couple of albums are albums that I really enjoyed. You know, I'm in a big go-betweens phase at the moment, and so I bought the back catalog, you know, 2 or 3 albums. Those are the 2 that I bought recently. I think I've talked about others a couple of weeks ago already on the channel, or maybe I will do a go-betweens ranking video in the future. But these are the most recent albums I bought. Liberty Bell and the Black Diamond Express. I think I talked about this in a previous video already. And Tallulah, enjoyed them both very much. Can't say which I prefer. This is the more poppy album, this is the more Grant McLennan album, and this is the more darker Robert Forster album, you know, the songwriting duo, the Lennon-McCartney of Australia. Grant McLennan was more the melodic Paul McCartney kind of guy, you know, if you really simplify it. And Robert Forster is maybe more the more sardonic and adventurous John Lennon-y kind of guy. This is more like a Grant McLennan album, and this is more for Robert Forster fans. I enjoyed them both. I can't tell you which I prefer. Yeah, 2 great albums, go-betweens, you know, great band at the moment for me, as I'm in a go-betweens phase. I think, and then the last one, almost forgot it, Grace Jones, Island Life, really enjoyable. That's really a nice, you know, it's basically a late 70s party record. It's not pure disco, but it's very disco-y, but also has some ska or dub, reggae influences, and yeah, it's really a nice one, unexpectedly nice. Enjoyed it a lot. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Till next time. Goodbye.